So let's talk about the big difference between energy vampires and vampires. As I said before, they're like apples and oranges. They have nothing to do with each other. Vampirism is goes all the way back to Lilith. Okay, which is an infection. If your red blood get infected by their blue blood, if you become infected, the transition, they can either infect you or they can kill you. If they decide to infect you, the transition takes 72 hours or 3 days and 3 nights, as it's written in that book, and then you will become a vampire or an immortal. We already went over that, but energy vampires have nothing to do with any of this. Okay, now why are they called the same? My analogy is the same reason why we call things black holes. A black hole is not black and it's not a hole, but we call them black holes. They have nothing to do with anything. Who come up with these names? Well, we need to press charges against them because they just coming up with names, and these names have no significance. And we have a cat that's moving everything around. We apologize for that. So let's talk about what is an energy vampire. An energy vampire is actually a technique. A technique is, okay, like myself, I'm a palm reader. When I do a palm reading on a person, I take my auric field and attach it to your auric field. This is how I'm able to read you. Okay, so what they're actually doing as an energy vampire, some people know how to attach with their auric field to a person. And when you attach your auric field to a person, this can be for positive or for negative. It's the same thing as the analogy of hooking your car battery up to another car battery. You can either give energy to another car or you can suck energy from the other car. And what energy vampires are doing is they're actually pulling your life force or draining you from your energy. And they do this because they want energy or they need energy or they feel they have a lack of energy or whatever. And they want to steal your energy instead of them working on having their own. And this is a big problem that people do. And I'm going to tell you how you can find some of these people that's doing some of this bad stuff. For one, we're going to go over the techniques. But for two, you can spot these people. If you ever go to like a dance place or something where people are dancing and having a good time and you can feel that energy just radiating everywhere, you will always see that old couple sitting in the corner, just absorbing all the energy. Okay. This is also one of the main problems that massage therapists have. This is the reason why the average massage therapist only lasts for around 5 years, because you have these old women that prey on these young massage therapists, and that 60-year-old woman likes to go to that 20-year-old girl, and she just feels so wonderful after the session, and the massage therapist feels terrible. And the lady say, I'll be back next week for another session. And she's draining your energy. She's sucking you dry. And there's ways to protect yourself from this. Unfortunately, if you protect yourself from these old women, a lot of these old women are paying for your life energy. And you might lose a client or two, but if you keep letting people use your life energy, your life force, this can actually hurt your health. It can actually shorten your life, because just like a battery might last for 5 years, 10 years, but if you're constantly going around starting other cars with your battery, you're going to substantially shorten the lifespan of your battery. So how do you know if your friends are energy vampires or not? There are ways to find out, and that is what we're going to go over. Okay, so, so what we're going to do is go over how to identify if people are energy vampires or not. Do we have any questions so far? Everything's good. Everybody just saying hi and great and wonderful. Excellent. So, the easiest way to tell is what I call with the aftertaste. This is what you do with food. If you go to a restaurant and you go and eat the food, and the food you're eating it is fantastic. It tastes wonderful. Everything's happy. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. And then you go home later that day and you're throwing up and got diarrhea and you got this and that. You know that something wasn't right with the food. Okay. This is what you should be doing with people. If you go out with your girlfriend or go out with your guy friends or whatever, and every time you go out with this one particular friend, you're just totally exhausted and drained when you come back home, you might think that maybe she's up to no good. You get what I'm saying? This is one way to tell. Another way that energy vampires like to prey on people is by constantly, because they need to lower your defenses. We all have defenses that we have. So these people are constantly praising how great they are, how wonderful they are, how terrible you are, and how you're lacking this, and how you're this, and how you're overweight, and how you're this. And by them pulling your self-esteem down, you're also lowering your shields, which is allowing them easier access to tapping into your auric field so they can do what they need to do, which is to drain your energy. Okay. And these people are everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay. And this is there's and now I am not going to teach you the technique on how to tap into other people's auric field. We have enough people doing this already. We don't need any more. But as I said, if you do healing or if you're an empath or anything like that, you already know how to tap into people's life force. But you're doing it to actually give them energy, to actually help them. And even if you're doing this energy work or you're an empath, you're not supposed to be giving your life force or life energy to other people. Again, this will hurt and affect you. If you're an empath or doing healing work, you're supposed to be, the energy is supposed to be being passed through you. You're supposed to be the copper wire, where the energy is passing through you, and you're using, like in Reiki, you have angels which are providing energy, or if you have healing energy, you're just using that healing energy. You are not using your life force. And how you know if you use your life force, if you're doing Reiki or healing, if after the session you're extremely drained and tired, then that means that you're not doing it right. Because you're using your energy, your life force to help someone else. And it's great to help other people, but if you're constantly giving your life force to other people, I think, what are you going to have for yourself? Okay. So you need to use your life force for you. And if you want to do healing work, but then you need to tap into the healing energy, because we live in a sea of energy. Energy is everywhere around us. You just need to tap into that energy and pass it through the person that you're trying to work with, the person that you're trying to heal, and go accordingly. Okay. So, do this make sense? So everybody, we're doing good. So, let's get into some of these other tricks that people do. Now, people can also they know how to tap into other things besides for this. This is the reason why I'm going to tap into some the weapons that some of these people use that are these energy vampire people. This is why, like when you have a baby, especially in Spanish culture, they talk about ojo. When people are looking at your baby and admiring your baby and how cute and how this and whatever, because some people, small kids have so much energy and it's just radiating out of them like crazy. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it's going in every direction. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, they feel drained and they looking for a way to boost their energy. And you shouldn't let people prey on your kids, prey on your, all these people, you got to make sure that people are around you for the right reasons. Your friends are there because they like you. They're there to make you feel good. You don't need friends that's coming around you telling you how fat and overweight you are and how stupid you are and how this and that and how wonderful and great they are. And then they leave an hour later and you feel terrible and they just feel fantastic. And they're like, I'm going to come and visit you again next week. Okay, and every time they come, they're playing that same old game over and over and over again. You have a choice. Don't let these energy vampire people play their little games with you. If they're bringing you down, then get rid of them. Let them prey on someone else. Okay. But these people are not bloodsuckers. They are not sucking your blood. They're not biting you in the neck. They're only draining your energy. And they use your energy to fill themselves up with energy. Okay. And you are not giving your energy away. You need your energy for you. So let's talk about some ways that you can protect yourself. So like, for example, if you are a massage therapist and whatever, you was trained that as a massage therapist, you're supposed to, as you're doing the massage, you take all of their thing and you're raking it towards you, pulling it towards you. That makes you their garbage can. You don't need to be people's garbage can. What you should do is have something under your bed, like a big stone of black onyx or something, or some people use a bucket, a little pitcher of water or whatever, and you're raking everything into that, not into you. You're taking all of their anger, emotions, and all their tiredness, and you're putting it into that rock, or you're putting it into the water. And then once a night, you're taking that water and dumping it outside, or you're taking that rock and putting it out in the sunlight or the moonlight so it can be cleansed for the next day. This way, you are not people's garbage can. You want to be surrounded by people that make you feel better. Okay. And if you're working in a hospital environment and you're doing therapeutic touch, your thing is to give that positive feeling, that positive energy. But you're in an environment of people are in the hospital, they're suffering from extremely low energy, and some of them want to tap into you and just hit that vacuum button. Do not let them do that. You are surrounded by a sea of energy. You're going to try to pull that positive energy from it's all the way around you, and give them that, and give them something called love. Love is something, it's everywhere. You just need to tap into it. And if a person is sick or feel bad, give them positive thought, give them positive reinforcement, give them that. Don't give them your life force or your life energy. Does all this make sense? Any questions or any comments so far?
There's some up here, but...
Okay, I think we're having problems with reading the comments.
We are.
We are? Okay.
We are.
So, okay, where's your phone? Okay, so, okay, what I'm going to okay, let me reach over. Okay, so she's going to be looking over the comments. I'm going to try to get her phone because we was trying a new device, which is not working out too well. Give me 1 second.
1 minute.
1 second,
guys.
2 seconds, 3 seconds.
Okay.
So Lisa's going to be reading some of the comments.
Plan B.
We
Sorry,
had a new device which is not showing the comments.
Okay.
And we're going to see if we can see what.
Okay. Let me.
Not right there.
I know.
Right.
Right there.
Right there.
Okay. Okay, guys. Sorry.
Okay. So
Here
our new
we go.
device, we have to figure out what went wrong with the new device.
Okay. Here we go.
And then we'll be able to go forward. But I want to make sure that we're able to answer any questions.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see what questions we have so far.
Okay, here we go. There's some. Okay. Just comments. Sharing the post.
Yes.
Okay, just comments.
But never let people use your life force. Okay. And this is something, and I'm going to take a tangent while she's looking through the comments to tell you about some. Okay.
Here's one. It says, what about caregivers? I care for people with disabilities.
Again, you can care for them. You can give them love. If you know how to tap into the energy that's around you, there's 3 ways to tap into energy that's around you. You can use chi, you can use kundalini, or you can use makaba to tap into the energy that's around you. If you're born with that ability, you already know how to do it. If you're not born with that ability, then those are the 3 techniques you can learn to tap into the vast source of energy that's around you. And you can give that person energy. If you do not have energy, there's angels and there's spirits and there's God and whatever. And all these that is willing to provide energy to people who are sick. You can always tap into that. You can always give them love, which is we are surrounded by universal love. You can always give people that caring and understanding. But what you do not want to give them is your life force. You need that for yourself. Okay, do not be using your battery to jumpstart everybody in the world, or your battery is going to go out. Yes.
What about my Reiki?
Okay, Reiki.
Sure.
Okay, Reiki is angels, which is providing healing energy to the earth. Okay, they are providing the energy. If you're doing Reiki or any kind of work like Reiki, you're supposed to be the copper wire. The energy is supposed to flow from the angels through you, to the person you're working on. You just need to get out of the way and let the energy flow, right? Do not use your life force. You're the copper wire, right? And the energy is flowing through you. And people that do Reiki, they should know what they're talking about. And if you do Reiki properly, you should feel the same at the beginning of the session, at the end of the session. If you end the session and you're totally drained, you did not do it right. Okay. Next question.
She's saying that's awesome.
Okay, so we just wanted to go over that. Now, there's other ways of tapping into sex, and I wanted to go on a little tangent about some of these things that people are doing. Because a lot of people, especially older people, suffer from lack of energy. And they don't want to be energy vampires. So a lot of science now are doing, a lot of rich people are doing things that people don't know about. They're doing stem cell treatments. And they talk about if you do stem cell treatments, you'll feel like you're 16 years old. Okay, they're doing everything. But where are they getting these stem cells from? We're not going to go into some of this controversial stuff, but a lot of these stem cells are coming from, when you have this baby and you have that afterbirth, what happens to that thing? Okay. Have you ever tried to say, I want to take that home with me? Oh, miss, you don't need that. No, we're going to dispose of that. Do you know how valuable that thing is? Do you know what hospitals do with those? You need to do some research. That's giant money. I'm talking millions of dollars. Millions and giant money. Nobody want to talk about that. Okay. I'm not going to talk about it. You look it up on yourself, and you'll be surprised what people are doing with those things. But some women will even take that after birth home, and you can look this up.
Yes.
And they actually freeze it and dry it, and some people make pills out of it.
And eat it. Yeah, I've heard that.
Okay.
I've heard that.
I'm not telling you. I did not tell you to do that. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Okay. There are some other things people are doing who needs energy, and there's other ways of getting stem cells. When a baby is born, the baby is getting all your nutrition from. That's the reason they're trying to get everybody back to breast milk. First, everybody was breastfeeding. Then they got everybody in the formula. Now they're trying to get everybody back in the breastfeeding. Because, as you know, breast milk got so many vitamins and minerals and everything. I'm going to tell you a little trick that some guys are doing. Why some guys like to date pregnant women. Or some guys like when a woman is nursing, they want a little taste now and then. You'll be surprised how much energy you can get. And there's this secret market, which we're not talking about, of breast milk moving underneath the surface. Okay. Because a lot of, especially wealthy women, they don't want to breastfeed their own kids. It's illegal to buy breast milk, but they have ways of getting it, which we're not going to talk about. And there's people that are consuming this stuff, breast milk, and not all of them are kids. Okay. We're not talking about that either. There's just a lot of things we don't want to talk about on this program. We're not going there. Okay. But people are doing a lot of things because they need that energy, because as you get older, your energy goes down, your body starts, you just feel old. And not all of us can afford, we can't all afford stem cell treatments at $5,000, $10,000 per treatment. We all can't afford that. But there's things we can do if we need that little boost. And it doesn't come in a can. There's natural things we can do. Question.
No, just...
Okay, excellent. So, let's go... Okay, so these are things that you can research yourself. I didn't tell you about any of this stuff. You can look it up yourself. Just Google it, and your eyes will be opened. And remember, I didn't tell you anything.
But maybe that's another show.
Well, because I don't want to encourage people. See, you've been told that all this stuff you shouldn't do. Okay, you've been programmed ever since women was told they have babies, put the baby on formula, don't give them breast milk, it's no good. You've been programmed a certain way. I'm not going against the program. I'm just saying you need to open your eyes. There's a lot of things out there which you need to know about, and there's a lot of things that rich people are doing which they don't want you to know about because they're doing it. Okay. But if you go on Google, remember, Google knows all, and just type in about the afterbirth, what's going on there, or just type in what's going on with stem cell treatments, or about the health benefits of adults drinking breast milk. I'm not going over any of that. You research it yourself, and your eyes will be open, and you will say, I never knew about that. Okay. But you found it out on your own. Excellent. So, we are moving forward. So, we're back to these, now, what makes us get old? The aging process. Remember, if you read that Bible, we're supposed to live forever, supposedly. Now, some people believe that forever is just 1,000 years. Some people believe forever is forever. We're not going there. But what we both can agree is that forever is not 70, 80 years. You get what I'm saying? Or 90 years. We're supposed to live a lot longer than that. And what scientists have discovered is that every time your genes multiply, they get shorter and shorter and shorter. Your chromosomes get shorter. Okay. And this is what caused us to age. We need some of that conditioner to put on our split end of our chromosomes to keep them from shortening. We do not have that. This is what these stem cell treatments and things do. This is why with stem cells they can make new organs, because your body has everything it needs to fix itself. You just need to unlock the information which is stored in your body. And the comments are not moving?
Yeah, no.
Maybe they're stuck.
Okay, now, come on, guys. Questions?
Okay, because I see some questions up there.
They're just...
Okay, but anyway, so we're moving on. But as I said, we might be having some technical issues.
They're just making comments.
Okay,
yeah.
So.
Okay, any questions?
Okay, but excellent. But as I said, if you have any questions for now, if you have any questions you want to ask in private, you can always text me about that. So now we're going to move into the next thing, since I told you the health benefits of these treatments. And I told you about why people are doing this energy vampire stuff. Because by keeping themselves energized, they want to live longer. They want to live a full, healthy life, and they don't like getting old. Getting old is no fun. You heard it here first. Getting old is a big drag. You start aching and having all these pains and this and that. And by stealing people's energy, by doing stem cell treatments, by doing this other stuff, these things magically, you can push that train down the road a little bit. But they're not doing it to you. So let's talk about ways of protecting yourself from some of these crazy people who are doing this stuff. Okay. If you think that, and if you're worried that somebody might be preying on your kids or preying on you or other people you love, okay, there's simple things that you can do to stop this from happening. And we're going to talk about, for one time, we're going to talk about 2 basic stones that you should carry, that everybody should be carrying, not only to stop this from energy vampires, but this also work on what we're going to talk about next is talking about black magic also. You should carry 2 stones that you are on all times.
Okay.
The 2 stones you need is something called black tourmaline, which is out of Brazil. It is a blocking stone. Black tourmaline is the strongest of all the negativity stones. It blocks. If somebody's trying to do something, it doesn't break stuff, it blocks it. So if someone's trying to suck your energy, if someone's trying to do bad things, it makes it very hard for them. And then if you combine that with another stone you can get everywhere called clear quartz or crystal. This is a natural quartz crystal. This covers you in light. And why do you want light? Because a lot of these dark people are the ones that's trying to say all this bad stuff about you to bring your to knock your natural defenses off so they can prey on you. So by carrying quartz crystal that covers you in light, and by carrying black tourmaline that blocks, this will keep away most of that will be able to stop these energy vampire people. It will be able to stop a lot of these black magic people. It just stops them from doing what they need to do. And they'll